Hi, German kids. This is just a quick little video for you to understand how you use regular verbs and make sentences negative. So when we make sentences negative in English, we use the word don't or doesn't to make them negative. For example, I don't have a cat. We don't play basketball. In German, you're going to use nicht for not and kein for no or not any. Nicht usually comes after a verb or a direct object. And for example, ich gehe nicht in die Schule. I don't go to school. Or wohnst du hier? Nein, ich wohne nicht hier. Ich wohne um die Ecke. Okay, do you live here? No, I don't live here. I live around the corner. Kein means no or not any. So for example, ich habe keine Zeit. I have no time. Or ich habe keine Freunde. I have no friends. Nicht versus kein might be a little bit tricky. So we're only going to learn an overview, a quick overview. So if what you are negating is a noun, then nicht or kein or keine will come before the noun. So use kein if what you're negating is a noun which comes before ein or eine, a noun that does not have an article at all in front of it, okay? And you're going to use nicht if what you are negating is a noun which comes before der, die, or das, or a noun which comes before a possessive adjective, for example, mine, dine, and we'll talk more about that in another video or another class time. So this using kein, we're going to be doing a little bit more with that again later, but this is sort of your quick, brief overview. Okay. You're also going to use nicht if what you're negating is a proper noun. For example, somebody's name following sign or hyphen. Okay. These rules might seem a little bit confusing. Don't be upset. It just takes some time to learn the nuances of how these work. And we're not having a quiz on this. It's just something to be exposed to so that you have a general idea of the guidelines. All right, so some examples to help and some practices are going to be on the next slide, but here are some directions and samples. So let's say that your friend is asking you all of these questions, but you're really annoyed with him, so you're going to answer everything negatively. So remember, to make a sentence negative, nicht usually comes after the verb or after the direct object. Okay, look at the example here. I ask you, wohnst du um die Ecke? And you're going to answer, nein, ich wohne nicht um die Ecke. The first word, nein, is just simply no to answer the question. That's why I have no and a comma. Then ich wohne nicht um die Ecke. The nicht is what makes the sentence negative, saying literally, I live not around the corner. But again, in English, we don't say I live not. We say I don't live around the corner. Another example, spielst du Basketball? Nein, ich spiele Basketball nicht. Because basketball is a direct object and a noun, I'm going to put nicht at the end. Okay. However, if you made a mistake and you were thinking that it was Nein, ich spiele nicht Basketball, that would still be understood and would not be that wrong, which is why this is not something that we would take a quiz on to see if you're perfect, but more like, again, something just to be exposed to. So what I would like you to do is practice answering these questions negatively and answering each one saying nein and then using the word nicht in your answer. So this is the point where you would pause the video and try to jot down your answers either on the guided notes or on some loose leaf paper. Ready? Pause. Okay, hopefully you have actually taken a couple of minutes to answer these questions on your own to see if you get the hang of the answers. So let's go over them. Number 1, machst du die Hausaufgabe? Do you do the homework? Nein, ich mache die Hausaufgabe nicht. I don't do the homework. Number 2, lernst du Deutsch? Do you learn German? Do you study German? Nein, ich lerne Deutsch nicht. Spielst du Fußball? Nein, ich spiele Fußball nicht. Arbeitest du bei Food Lion? Nein, ich arbeite nicht bei Food Lion. Gehst du in die Schule? Nein, ich gehe nicht in die Schule. Okay, next slide. Now we're going to make these sentences negative, and these are just another batch of sentences. So do the same thing. Pause the video, see if you can write some answers, and then we'll come back to it. When you're done, hit play. All right. Number 1, ich komme aus Deutschland. Ich komme nicht aus Deutschland. Wir wohnen weit von hier. Wir wohnen nicht weit von hier. Du kennst Frau Simpson. That means to know somebody. So you know Frau Simpson. So you could say, du kennst Frau Simpson nicht. That would be my first answer. But if you put du kennst nicht Frau Simpson, that would not really be all that wrong. It would still be completely understandable. The next one. Ich arbeite in Raleigh. Ich arbeite nicht in Raleigh. Markus hört Rockmusik. Markus hört nicht Rockmusik. Okay? Or Markus hört Rockmusik nicht. These kind of both work, and the only difference is just the nuance, sort of like the what you're trying to emphasize. In the first one, Markus hört nicht Rockmusik. It says Marcus doesn't listen to rock music, but it almost has that sense that not rock music, but something else. He listens to something else. If I say Marcus hört Rockmusik nicht, that just flat out says he doesn't listen to rock music. And I know you're not going to really hear a difference in level 1. Like I said, it takes some time. But again, this is not something that you are going to be quizzed on, just something that you are getting exposed to as you start to learn these little things. And guess what, guys? That's the end of this video. Dun, 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 dun. Pretty!